Isn't it kind of depressing that almost every new apartment building in America looks like this, or this, or this?
And the new apartment buildings in Iran look like this, or this, or this, or this. So why do the people in Iran have such beautiful buildings? And we're stuck with these 5x1s. Well, that car over there is at least half of the problem. So America has a housing crisis, and particularly in urban spaces where people want to live. And a 5x1, and this one is super clear, you can see the one being basically a concrete floor that can be rentable commercial space, and then apartments above it, often made out of wood. But city code requires a certain number of parking spots per apartment building versus in Iran, where there is no requirement of a certain number of parking spaces. And what does parking have to do with like how it looks in the building? Basically, you're trying to fit in as much housing and then leave enough space for cars. When you don't think about the space of cars, you can think about how you're using the building space. Basically, you have space left over to have some fun. But that's not just cars' fault. It's also this idea that these cookie cutters can be used in any city without change. They're cheap because they're not trying to make them look nice. Whereas these are all individually designed, and they are actually of different levels of expense. They're just not churning them out. They're trying a little bit harder on each one. So does that mean Iran is just doing it so much better than the US? No. One of the challenges is, brick harkens to a certain kind of traditional architecture. Now, this wouldn't work zoning-wise because it doesn't have enough people to cars space. But it also is not a great use of physical space. These are all individual row houses. But also, bricks use a lot of fossil fuels. You gotta bake them. And so, given that our population has grown and we need more housing, we have to think about sustainability. And probably the best ideal would be something that has a use of space that doesn't preference cars and has some level of whimsy, but uses more sustainable building materials like wood.